What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Gemini sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of May 21st and June 20th, then you're a Gemini sun sign, and this video is for you. Today we're getting into the spirit of October, and this idea was brought to us by Atypical Tarot on YouTube. He's got a great YouTube channel where he mixes science and metaphysics, so I encourage you all to check him out. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. But he gave me the idea of using a bunch of the darker decks to do readings this month, and so that's what we're going to do to get into the spirit of October. And what we're going to do today is we're going to look at blockages. And we're going to use 3 different tarot decks to come up with 3 different answers for 3 different types of blockages. We all have blockages. These are things that are stopping us from advancement. Today we're going to look at blockages towards the mind, blockages in the body, and blockages in the soul. And what we're going to do is use the Dark Grimoire Tarot, the MacLeod Tarot, and the Mortimer column to figure out which blockages you have in each area. One thing I want to say is that this is a very challenging reading. I did this reading for myself. It was very difficult. It was hard to hear. So I do want to say that if this resonates with you and you feel kind of sad or depressed or, whatever, if you feel bad listening to this reading, then that's a good thing. That means that we've struck a nerve, and that means that we're pinpointing problems within you. And once you know what the problem is, now you can take steps to move away from that problem, take steps to fix that problem. So this is beneficial. So if you feel bad about this, that's a good thing. So let's get into this. The first card we're going to look at is this one, and it represents what mental blockages you may have at this time, Gemini sun sign friends. And we've got the Chariot. Give me a moment here. The first thing that comes from the thing that struck out me, the first thing that struck out at me was that you have, and this makes sense because the twins, right? You have, your mind is going in 2 different directions. It's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Sort of, this guy, these horses are leading this guy, but the first impression that I got is each of these horses wants to go in a different direction. And this guy is trying to keep them together somewhat unsuccessfully. And so I think what this translates to is that I think your mind wants 2 different things. Maybe it's unsure of itself. Maybe you lack focus or direction in one specific area, and your mind is off in one direction sometimes, and another direction the other, and it's not really working as a one cohesive unit towards a common goal. So I think what we need to do, Gemini friends, is to figure out which direction we really want to go down. And once we do that, I feel like it's going to be a lot easier to get your mind working towards that purpose. If you have kind of, scattered thoughts, if you want one thing but you also want another thing, it's very hard to get that chariot moving in one direction. Right? You'll go one way, and then you'll change your direction, go the other way, then change direction, go the other way. And after a long time, you'll realize I'm in the same place where I started. Okay, so what we need to do is get the mind streamlined, and that could go in a wrap if you wanted to, but get the mind streamlined so that it's working towards a common goal, and that's going to take you making a decision, which way do I want to head. And this could be at the lower level as far as what do I have for dinner, or at the higher level as far as what is my purpose in life, and probably at every point in between as well. Okay, so let's get focused, twins, and figure out what we really want. Alright, let's move on over to this card. This card represents blockages in the body, physical blockages. And we've got the Page of Swords. That is so not centered. Whatever. Alright, so Megaland, what do you got for me? Page of Swords. Give me a moment with this one. The only thing I'm getting from this is kind of immaturity. Hold on. This is a tough one. Yeah, I'm looking at this guy and he doesn't know what he wants. Same with the mental thing, but how is this manifesting on the physical level? Physically, and this is not just the body. I said it did the body, but I'm talking about the physical world and blockages to improving yourself in the physical world. And I think, again, we're getting an echo of this card as far as not being sure of where you want to go. So we're getting the double message here. I think the mind and the body are both a little bit confused about your goals and what you're trying to accomplish. And as a result, there's a lot of sitting around. Okay, that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. There's a lot of sitting around and not just not being sure of yourself. I think that's really the thing here, is you're not sure of what you're trying to accomplish in the physical world. And that's resulting in your body maybe not moving as much as it should be, right? If you know exactly what you want, then every single day you can wake up and you can work hard towards getting it and go to sleep tired, right? But if you're not sure what you want, it's a lot harder to put in energy, a lot harder to put in work and action into something because you're not really sure. Yeah, I'll try this. It didn't work out. I'll try that. Didn't work out. No, I'll try this again. Didn't work out. And guess what? We are reiterating the same thing. You end up where you started. Sitting down at the same place where you started. You're like, well, all that work and I'm still here. Well, I think that's a result of not being sure of yourself. So I hate to say the same thing twice, but I think it's really hammering the point home that I think in the physical world they might be, or not might be, they're absolutely intertwined. One thing is causing the other, which is causing the other thing. So I think we need to find a better focus, Gemini friends. What is it that you want? And that's an easy question to ask, a lot harder to answer. And it's good that you're willing to try new things and experiment and see what works for you. But I think we need to keep on experimenting. But we also need to really, really, I hate to use the word think. Don't think about it. You really need to feel about it. Right? Where is your passion leading you? What is your highest passion? I think that's what we need to answer. All right, let's move on over to this card, which represents blockages to the soul, spiritual blockages. And we've got the Scorpion with secrecy. Give me a moment here. This has been a tough reading, Gemini friends. I don't know why I'm struggling so much. When I see this Scorpion, the first thing that comes to mind is a creature that is going to, his first instinct is to hide, right? Is to go burrow in its hole, to run away, to scamper. But when cornered, it will absolutely strike and it will do serious damage. And how does that pertain to the soul? I think maybe when things get too real, you may have a tendency to run and hide. And when things get too real, you may have a tendency to strike out. And this is not allowance. I've found in my experience that in order to connect with the soul, you need to be allowing. You need to be less forceful. You need to be less scared, right? You need to remove fear. And I think fear is a large part of this. Maybe fear of connecting with your higher self, fear of learning what's on the other side of this physical life, perhaps fear of getting too deep into that. And as a result, you become secretive, maybe. Not in the literal sense, but more in the soul-like sense. Okay, my words are failing me right now. I have the message, okay? I'm just trying to spit it out in words that I can understand. This has been really challenging, this reading. I've got the message here. Be less like a scorpion. That's the best thing I can say, right? Allow your higher self to come in at all times. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to worry about. It'll be okay. In fact, things are going to be better than okay. If you can allow your higher self to enter, if you can allow the spirit realms to influence your life in a greater way, you're going to feel less fear. You're going to feel less anger, less worry, less stress. Everything is going to feel so much lighter. So I think that the blockages to your soul is that you're a little reluctant to listen to your soul. You're a little reluctant to listen to your guides and the higher realms and allow those higher realms to influence you. So I think what needs to happen is you need to be more open, be more allowing, and just get through that fear blockage that you may have. I hope that made sense. I'm sorry. I hope it did. If you have any questions, put those in the comment section. But now that we've seen all the cards as a whole, Gemini friends, I feel like we need some direction. I think we need to not finalize, but I think we need to pick a way and go that way and see what happens and really stick with it. And I think that's going to clear up the mind. It's going to clear up the body. And I think it'll also clear up the soul. And it's going to allow you to be more allowing and more accepting of who you truly are, which is a fifth dimensional light being living in a fleshy bag of bone and blood and skin. And you're in this body for a very short time, and then you're on to the next thing. So it's important not to get caught up in this thing. Okay, this thing is just a temporary blip on your soul's infinite journey. Make sense? All right, that is the reading, my Gemini friends. I'm sorry it was a little challenging for me, but I think we got there in the end. Again, if this reading resonates with you and you feel uncomfortable, then good. I don't mean to make you feel uncomfortable, but I actually do, because that's what's going to help you to bring healing, to understand where you're supposed to be heading. All right, that is the reading. Remember, general reading, not meant for everybody. If you want a specific reading where I tap into your energy, then head on over to my website. It's lightofriga.com. The link is in the description. I'd appreciate it if you do all the YouTube stuff, the likes, shares, subscribes, the comments, all of that. I really do appreciate that. It helps the channel to grow and expand. So thank you. And that's it. I want to wish you love and light, Gemini friends, in your healing adventures. Have a great October. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.